Welcome to this video on preparing for 2020 vision. This is part 2 that I promised. If you haven't seen part 1, you can find that on my website at kaylincastell.com or celestialtimings.com. And this is about preparing for our 2020 vision. This is the first of 3 videos in this section that's connecting with the sky mysteries. There's so many wonderful, amazing, mind-blowing things happening this year. So I realized that I was going to need 3 videos to cover it all. Part 1 does cover the 26,000-year shift of the ages and the rare alignment of Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto in Capricorn. We're going to look at that a little bit more in this video, and then the follow-up videos are going to really include some additional mind-blowing, unique features of 2020 that will help you tune into your own direct messages. And then part 3 we'll be looking at how we can participate with this more fully. So we'll look at that a little bit in this video, but not as much as we will in the very final video of the series. So 2020 vision. I've been feeling into this for quite some time, and one of the things that I just want to encourage everyone, especially for those of you who may not have as strong an astrological background as others, just let go of your need to understand what this means with your mind. In fact, the more we can understand with our heart, the better. So allow yourself to really feel into this mystery that's happening, into the unfolding that's taking place. Trust your inner knowing and know that whatever is happening in a way that's really from a divine unfolding, a divine cosmic piece that is trying to emerge into our consciousness and awareness at this time. So here's the first sort of night skies. This is actually a morning sky. The morning sky, we're looking at the Galactic Cross, and in the first video I talked about how important this Galactic Cross is and where Galactic Center is, and that how the December solstice sun is always here on the cross right now for at least 72 years, from 1962 to 2034. And on February 16th of 2020, this is where Mars is going to be. And then by March, Mars is going to be catching up to Jupiter and Saturn. And so it's such a remarkable opportunity for us to be able to see these 3 planets in the morning sky. And they'll be amazing to see as we approach the spring equinox, on the spring equinox and beyond. Of course, Pluto is here. It's a little further out, and it's also not visible unless you maybe have a high-powered telescope that you can look at it. But this is part of the sky magic that's happening in 2020. And on March 17th, there is a chance for us to see the moon catching up to Mars and Jupiter and Pluto and Saturn. Saturn's still in Capricorn, though it's actually moving into Aquarius for a short time, not too long after that, within the next couple of days. And then it'll be in Aquarius when it stations retrograde, and it'll come back into Capricorn a little later in the year. But just to see these planets with the moon catching up to them at this time is going to be really remarkable to check out in the morning sky. And this is just a reminder that in 2008, Pluto went into Capricorn. In 2017, Saturn went into Capricorn. On December 2nd, Jupiter went into Capricorn. On February 16th, Mars goes into Capricorn, and they were all located on the Galactic Cross that I just showed you on these dates when it moved into Capricorn, when these planets moved into Capricorn. And in fact, when Saturn moved in, it was on the December solstice with the sun in 2017. It was one of those very rare, amazing times. So Pluto's really about dissolving the old outmoded structures, having to die to what's been so we can be reborn to something new. That Saturn is about, okay, these old structures have to come down. You have to tear down the old building before you can build a new one. So then what's the new structures, and how are they sustainable, and how are they working for the generations to come, and how do they serve the generations that have come before us and work for us now and work as we go forward. Of course, Jupiter is going to help expand our vision of what's possible and what those actions are that will help bring that vision into form. And then Mars, of course, is always about decisive action that will get the best results when it's in Capricorn. And so from February 16th to March 30th, Mars joins in and helps with this, this visioning, this intention, and also the actions that are going to bring the vision into form. So something I thought that was worth going back and looking at is how 736 years ago, not only did we have Jupiter and Pluto and Saturn all in Capricorn, and if I had run this chart for right around Christmas, we would have seen that Mercury would have also been in Capricorn. But we also had Venus and the North Node, and of course the Sun was there too. So there was just this really powerful Capricorn lineup, very similar to what it is that we're experiencing now. And what happened was within a few years of this happening, or I think it even started within a few months, there was a renaissance of Italian writers that included Dante and Petrarch. And there was, this was in Spain when Muslim culture was peaking. There's probably more. I didn't take a lot of time to look this up, but if anybody wants to go back and check it out and let me know, that would be awesome. Also, there was a lot of plague, there war and famine and other challenges that were taking place, not unlike what we're experiencing now. And so, you know, it's not like it's this solves the problems. Basically, what we need to do is come up with a vision, come up with a plan, come up with a way of creating sustainable, effective, efficient structures that will support everyone. And I think we have more awareness now, and that's a greater possibility. So Capricorn really is about the wisdom keepers. It's the wise ones. It's one of the things that we love to say in shamanic astrology as the circle of grandmothers and the elders. This is something that Daniel DeMario has brought forth in the founding of the shamanic astrology paradigm, is this new understanding of how we see Capricorn. And literally in what we know about Capricorn is that it has the wisdom to know when the old structures need to come down. And they've got to be dismantled, they've got to crumble, they've got to be done away with so that something new can come in. But this creates a lot of chaos and confusion. So it can be a challenging time, and we can see that happening on the world stage currently. A lot of confusion, a lot of like what's really going on, we don't necessarily know. And of course, Socrates was so brilliant when he said the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. So this is a good practice for us, is to practice our not knowing and to allow and trust this process, and to keep asking the question how we can do that. How can we allow ourselves to really trust this divine unfolding that is taking place, that is intended to take us into a new place? So Super Capricorn wisdom is about attending to our health, wealth, and well-being. And I like to think of our overall well-being, not just one aspect of it, but on every aspect. And so the wealth part is beyond our financial wealth, because we need, you know, when we're wealthy, when we're healthy, we're wealthy in health and physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health and well-being. And then also I feel like, you know, we've been in a world where wealth has been defined by how much money we have, but really, how much joy do you have? How much pleasure do you have? How many fulfilling relationships do you have? That is true wealth. So part of this is about really following a path of heart and radiating love. So you can see my heart that's radiating love here. And this, this stone, there's a story that goes with it. Actually, last summer in 2019, I woke up one morning and I was feeling like, okay, I don't know that I'm on the right track. I'm on the right path. So could you just like send me a sign, ask the universe to send me a sign that I'm on the right path? So I was out for my morning walk, and here in Tucson, Arizona, you have to go early in the morning. So it was like 5 in the morning. And I'm listening to a book on, audio book, by Carlos Castaneda on the teachings of Don Juan. And basically Don Juan has gotten to the point where he's telling Carlos that all paths lead nowhere. It's like, doesn't matter what path you pick, it's not taking you anywhere. So why not choose a path with heart? I thought, okay, cool. This is awesome. Literally in about 10 steps, I came across this heart rock on the path right in front of me. I'm like, okay, universe, I get it. It's about a path of heart, radiating love and being in that high vibrational energy of love and really having the wealth of high vibrational energy. And that energy of anything that's love or above that energy is adding to the collective consciousness of the planet in a really meaningful and amazing way. And so even if all we ever did was radiate love, that would be a meaningful contribution. So you might ask yourself, what activities and frame of mind feels the most healthy, wealthy, and wise to you? And what feels healthy, wealthy, and wise to you may be different than what feels healthy, wealthy, and wise to me. But this is a question to be with and to really work with over this year as we are cultivating our vision and planting our seeds of possibilities at this time. So here's a little bit of what we're going to look at next time. We're going to look a little bit more into how Jupiter and Saturn are going to be visible in the morning sky. They actually are already kind of coming into the morning sky in the month of January. They'll make their exact conjunction on December 21st, 2020, and they'll be within 6 arc minutes, super close in at the December solstice this year. So very remarkable. It's about every 20 years when they come together in the sky. So this is something that doesn't happen that often. The last time was in May of 2020, of 2000, I believe. So also we've already had the Saturn Pluto conjunction. They're still really, really close together. They only really come together about on average every 34 years, but this time it's been 37.2 years since they last came together. So hanging out pretty close together. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Mars coming to join with Jupiter and Pluto. Saturn will be going into Aquarius for a short time and coming back into Capricorn. So it's going to really energize that. Mars will help to illuminate that, and plus the moon will come along, as we've already seen. Jupiter and Pluto conjunctions happen every 13 years. And so April 4th, June 30th, and November 12th are going to be these conjunctions. And this is one of the most powerful symbols of alchemy we can tune into. So we'll share a little bit more about that. And then, of course, there's going to be a lot more on eclipses and synodic cycles and out of balance planets. And Venus is going to be doing this most remarkable thing. So I'll share more about that in the next video. So if you want to find out more, I have some in-depth articles and videos that are featuring these events at my website, KaylinCastell.com, or celestialtimings.com takes you to the same place. More on the Venus cycle at venusalchemy.com, and of course more on the whole shamanic astrology paradigm at shamanicastrology.com. So thank you so much for watching, and really excited to share with you about these mysteries.